Hey guys, what's up? Green Machine Sam back with another video, and today we have another episode of the Los Angeles Chargers rebuild, 5-year fantasy rebuild. If you guys are new here, my name is Green Machine Sam. I do rebuilds, I do franchise modes, I do roster updates. As you guys may have seen, there has been a very big increase in subs and in views over the last couple days just because of the NBA free agency and draft. I have received a bunch of views and a bunch of subs. Thank you guys for that. If you guys are new here, I appreciate the support. Even if it's only watching a couple videos every now and then, or just watching my roster updates, I don't care. If you guys show support, I appreciate you in every way possible. But let's get into today's video. This is season 3 of the Chargers rebuild. So we are 3 out of 5 years. I don't remember if we made the playoffs last year. I don't think we did. So we had one of the craziest free agencies of all time, which included Jair Alexander, J.J. Watt, Baker Mayfield. Even though Justin Herbert is the leader of this team, and I'm going to keep him instead, just for the simple fact of the matter that he provides a better opportunity, and this is his team. This is his team to rebuild. I'm not going to take that away from him. We did this rebuild because of him, so he is going to be here still. At QB, we have Justin Herbert and Dwayne Haskins. Justin Herbert and Dwayne Haskins. At running back, we have Austin Eckler, DeAndre Swift, Leonard Fournette, and Alvin Kamara. At fullback, we have Taysom Hill. Remember, I love getting Taysom Hill. He's always cheap. He's always easy to get, and he's a decently high fullback, and he does his job. At wide receiver, we have Mitch Davis, I think is his name, Keenan Allen, Darnell Mooney, Travis Fulgham, and Joe Reed. On offensive line, we have Quentin Nelson, and we also have, who's that left guard right now? Shaq Mason, Derek Morrison, David DeCastro, and Zach Martin as our starting offensive line. A lot of guys on our team are on expensive contracts, and that's how we are able to have this beast of an O-line. But as people do get older and are wanting higher contracts, I am going to have to let go of these offensive linemen a little bit. On the defensive line, we have Von Miller. Oh, yeah, that was another signee. Josh Sweat, Taco Charlton, J.J. Watt, Gabriel Butler, our starting D-tackle who we drafted. Jerry Tillery, Junior Chapman, Kimoko Torre, Joey Bosa, Manuel, and then at the cornerback position we have Jair Alexander, Pat Pete, Rasul Douglas, Emmanuel Mosley, Quincy Wilson. So very, very good defensive back group. Ashton Davis is probably the weak spot on this team just in terms of potential and growth. At linebacker we have Gannon, Fred Warner, and Kenneth Murray. At kicker and punter we have Rodrigo Blankenship and Jamie Gillian. So not bad. Kick return, I don't remember who I ended up actually putting here. I don't know if it was Austin Eckler. I think I just moved him up to 2 on both of them. Specialist here, though. We have Alvin Kamara starting, of course. He's the best running back that we have. If you're going to rebuild a team, you have to have a good running back. It's just that simple. If you don't have a good running back, I don't care what your receivers and your quarterback looks like in this game, you're not going to win games, and that's just a fact if you don't have an 85-plus running back that can basically do all three, which is basically be a receiver, a power, and elusive guy. If he doesn't do that, you're not going to win games. So we end up giving this contract 15.2 over 7 years. It's only salary, so it's no bonus. Jerry Tillery, he was coming off contract. Third defensive tackle, just didn't need him. Going to trade him for a third-round pick here from the Jets. I don't know why this trade is showing up twice, but Matt Paradis, O.J. Howard, Baker Mayfield for Taysom Hill, James Carpenter, and a 7th-round pick. James Carpenter was literally just a... these were guys that I had just recently signed and I don't need, so I'm going to trade them away for basically nothing, just for the simple fact of the matter that I don't like trading away pieces for other good pieces. When I just recently signed somebody. Now, if I signed somebody to like a real contract, let's say if I signed somebody to, let's say I signed Baker Mayfield to a $25 million contract, where he's getting paid $20 million, he's getting a mil bonus each year. I can trade him, but if I get him on a 550K contract, cheesing the system a little bit, I'm not going to trade him for value because I just don't think that's fair. Kenneth Murray finally goes up to superstar. I forgot to stop at week 8, and that shows because we're at week 11. So it's a little different, but the team's looking good, progressing in the right direction. Always making sure we put our best foot forward. If we can't take the next step, we have to get rid of a piece. And that's how I roll. I don't want to sit here and be complacent with, progression or anything. There was nobody I really wanted, so I just didn't fill out the rest of the roster. We had 52 of 53 spots taken. David DeCastro's coming off contract. Pat Pete, Voshan Joseph, TJ Edwards, Preston Brown, Trey Pipkins, and James Carpenter. None of these guys I really want to bring back besides David DeCastro. But the question is, do we have the money? And he is expensive. I tried to go all the way up to $18.7 million on a one-year deal. Just bring him back for a year, have him for a year, trade him away possibly. He didn't want to do that, so I ended up giving him $10 million in salary, $6 million in bonus on a one-year deal. Just bringing him back, making sure we have him. We did end up making the playoffs by week 16, so that's cool. Which means we did very, very well, and I can't wait to see. Week 17, they thought I should rest Zach Martin, which I don't understand. It's like your stamina doesn't really work in this game correctly, so why would I do that? Plus, I have injuries off, so there's no point in holding out Zach Martin. We were at the 2 spot going into that final week against the Raiders, but because we beat them and the Ravens lost, we actually ended up moving up to the 1 seed, which means we get our bye. Because it's still weird being a 2 seed and not getting a bye anymore, so... Here is the schedule. We ended up starting off 5-0 and then losing the next 2. So we went 5-2 in the first 7 weeks. By the midway point, we were actually 5-2, and then we only lost a couple games from there on out. So we definitely didn't play bad. Definitely could improve. Of course, you can always improve, but yeah, Ravens fell apart in those last 3 weeks. It looks like 3 losses in 3 weeks. Justin Herbert with 4,200 yards, 36 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on 67% completion percentage. That's a very good year for him. Alvin Kamara, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Austin Eckler, 700 yards, 13 touchdowns. And DeAndre Swift and Leonard Fournette both got involved with 4 touchdowns and over 149 yards for them. So we had a very prolific rushing attack, and even Taysom Hill gets involved with a touchdown. So Darnell Mooney, 1,149 yards, 10 touchdowns. Mitch Davis, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Hunter Henry, 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, only 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's going to happen when he's the 3rd wide receiver listed on the team. Kamara even got involved with 3 touchdowns and 243 yards on 21 catches. Not bad. We're definitely taking the right step at wide receiver. We're getting our young guys involved, getting them progressed as much as possible. Sacks are as low as I've really ever seen them, but that should happen when you have 3 all-NFL team, 3 all-pro teams and team members and a consistent Pro Bowler in Shaq Mason. So I expect that. 17 tackles for loss for Gabriel Butler, 14 for Von Miller, 11 for J.J. Watt, 9 for Kenneth Murray, and 8 for Joey Bosa. 12.5 sacks for Von Miller, 10.5 for Gabriel Butler, 8 for Joey Bosa, and 7 for J.J. Watt. Not a bad front 4. We had 15, 10, so 25, 37 sacks in just the front 4, which is always great to see. And had a decent number of picks, too. Nothing spectacular. I don't think this defense is jumping off the page in terms of numbers, but definitely the people on the defense are some of the best in the game. Just straight up plain and simple. 1 blocked kick, no safeties, 2 touchdowns, 1 for Derwin James, 1 for Pat Pete. Kicking, Blankenship, perfect from extra point. 14 of 18 from field goals. Would like that to be a little bit better, but that is acceptable nonetheless. Jamie Gillen, decent year from him. Mitch Davis actually returned a kick, 98 yards for the touchdown. That's fine with me. Any extra touchdowns we can score, that's great to see. Especially if it was in a game that was close and, that jump started the team, that'd be great. Baker Mayfield actually wins 3. He was actually on the team for a week. Justin Herbert at 4 for MVP. We ended up getting 3rd in Coach of the Year. So, Offensive Player of the Year, Herbert at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, no, Von Miller at 9. Okay, I was going to say no Chargers in here, but Von Miller at 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mitch Davis at 3. The top 2 guys I think were quarterbacks, and that's what I was trying to point out, is I think they were both quarterbacks, so there's not much a whole ton you can do. Zach Gannon coming off the bench for linebacker, he gets number 8. Now let's hop in here. We ended up just blowing the doors off the fucking first 2 teams. Baltimore didn't even stand a chance, and the team before that, I don't remember who exactly we played, but we blew the doors off them as well, so there's no point in really showing it. And I didn't jump into either one of the games, and I think I end up showing that. So, after a bye and 2 straight blowout wins, we are going to the Super Bowl in our 3rd year, and probably the best year that I've ever grown a team in terms of just signing free agents and stuff like that. So yeah, we just dominated the field. Almost 200 yards rushing. We had more rush yards than we had pass yards. When Justin Herbert doesn't have to throw the ball, we're going to look good. We're always going to look good when Justin Herbert doesn't have to throw the ball, when any quarterback doesn't have to throw the ball. And I had a spot left on my team, so I thought it would be real funny to sign fucking Blake Bortles as my 3rd quarterback. Give Blake Bortles a Super Bowl. And down 10-0 here, so I get to play. Remember, down 9 points or more, I get to play. On a 4th and 2, we're going to hit Keenan Allen on this little slant route. Try to separate that defense with that Alvin Kamara quick out. Going to motion Darnell Mooney out, handoff to Kamara, and Kamara's going to get tackled, but he's going to fall forward into the end zone for a touchdown. Ashton Davis, I'm going to bring him down in the box. I'm going to play this little cover right here. They're going to run slants, and they don't even see me. Dak Prescott does not see me. Ashton Davis, gone. Touchdown. Up 17-10 now. Now you may be saying you weren't down by 9. Why were you playing? It's the end of the game. It's 4th quarter, Super Bowl. I'm playing. I don't care. 17-10 here. Zeke gets a little out route there. Going to catch it. And then Amari Cooper burns Rasul Douglas for a touchdown. So that's no fun. Now 17-17. Let's see what the offense can do. On a drop back here from Justin Herbert, we're going to look, try to find Mooney. He's going to make a contested catch across the middle against Diggs. With 47 seconds left, going to try to run the ball here with Kamara on a 2nd and 2. Handoff up the middle. He's going to pick up almost 11, probably just a little over 11. Later in the drive, 5 seconds left, counting down. We're going to hit a game-winning, game-ending field goal as time expires to win the Super Bowl. Blankenship, Ashton Davis are the 2 MVPs of the Super Bowl for me, at least. Ashton Davis did end up winning it as well. Davis with a pick 6 to put us up 17-10, and Rodrigo not missing a single kick all game. That is great to see. And Cowboys can go home and cry again. So, fuck the boys. Gonna piss some people off with that, but oh well. Mike McCarthy, you can go suck a fat one. I hate you still. And you may be saying, why do you hate him? He was the Green Bay coach, and he just seemed like such a fucking dickhead all the time. I don't know why, he just did. So Kamara scores, and we're just looking real good right now. Amari Cooper with a deep ball burns Rasul Douglas. Ashton Davis takes one back to the house. So, see, Ashton Davis, 1 tackle, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Your MVP. Your MVP. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That just he only wins it because he took a pick 6 back to the house on Dak Prescott on a low-scoring Super Bowl. Because think about it this way: if he doesn't score that pick 6, and let's say the Cowboys just drive down on that possession, what does it end up being? 13-10 as your final score for the Cowboys, maybe? Uh, I was trying to think of who I'd rather have up on the podium, and I think it would be Justin Herbert. I think it would be uh, Joey Bosa and Derwin James up there, but whatever. Justin Herbert's contract is coming up after this next season, so going into season 5, it'll be up. We got to bring him back. He's the QB of the future. If we were doing a 10-year or even a 20-year rebuild, he would be here until then. He would be the longest running quarterback. And see, if I do another team like this, if I do, like, for some reason, the Bengals again, or if I do the Dolphins, what I might do is I might just do it until the quarterback retires that got drafted by that team. DeAndre Swift, Joe Reed, and Leonard Fournette for the number 1 overall pick. Pick number 32 and pick 30 for pick 12. Pick 11, pick 12, and David DeCastro for Minka Fitzpatrick. That's a big trade. A first-round pick for Lane Johnson. He's cheaper than David DeCastro by a mile. So we're going to bring him in. We'll move Zach Martin back in to guard. A first, a second gets me a first of next year from the Broncos. And a corner. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm just not going to pronounce it. Sorry, dude. 3 2s gets me a 1 of next year. A 2 and a 3 of this year, and a 2 of next year gets me a 1 of next year from the Jets. A 3, 4, and a 4 of this year gets me a 2 of next year from the Bears. A 5, a 6, and a 7 of this year gets me a 4 of next year from the Browns. So regaining some assets here for stuff that I just don't want to take. If there's nobody in the draft class that I think is good or is a position of need, I'm not going to take them, because then it just wastes more money than if I were just to go out and sign somebody bad in free agency. And that's one of the things I just don't like doing, is if I draft somebody bad or at a position I don't need, then that's wasted money on cap space that I could be bringing back a veteran player that I prefer more. There were some guys that I definitely wanted. There were some corners, there were some safeties, but they all went off the board before I really had a chance to take them, so I'm just not going to worry about it. And we'll just continue on doing us. So the draft class wasn't really stacked either, if I remember correctly. 76 was the highest overall. There was plenty of 75s, but still that doesn't really help us. There was a couple corners, like I said, tight end, a couple safeties, and I wanted, but they went off the board before I could take them, or I just didn't think they were good value for the pick that they were taken at. And that's the major thing, is you have to worry about that. This guy I wanted, Calvin Carr, but I thought he would fall a little bit more, and it's just not going to happen. Shaq Mason at first gets me Elton Jenkins. But with that being said, guys, like I said, I appreciate the support. Austin Eckler, a 3 and a 3 gets me Marlon Mack. I appreciate the support you guys have been showing me lately. I really do. Thank you so much. Ashton Davis Gilman for a 2. Ashton Davis contract was coming up. Didn't need him anymore. Going to try to fill that role with somebody else. This is my channel. It should be updated more. We're at 150 subs. I think almost 160. But with that being said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Turn on notifications. And I'm out. Peace.